right to try and get this speed buff invaded. Twig taunts it in, good damage, primes ult, not gonna hit a target, but it does secure the speed buff.
And now Obey can fall back to safety, knowing that the speed buff can't be picked up by United. But United don't mind, they can look towards the blue.
Captain Twig, rooted in place, still has his ultimate available if necessary, and he will need it. Because of Benji's ultimate in response. Benji is so good at zoning away the opposition, though. He wasn't looking for the kill, just looking to keep Captain Twig away from being able to steal that blue buff. Even though one buff invade doesn't go successfully for United, they still get the blue. And that's what this team has done so well of this set, is whenever their initial game plan, when a plan A doesn't go perfectly, plan B is there and ready and viable. Not always viable for a lot of these teams. They try and overextend to get something that they shouldn't. United has played patient but aggressive at the same time.
1,700 gold lead right now for United just with the first blood, and that's just down to the superior farming. So it's 1,300 gold. Realistically, when you take out the first blood, 400 gold, Oracle's gonna go the way of United here too.
I was talking about Pretty Prime's second item being impactful, and it looks like he's building towards that Warlock Sash. So this tells me that Obey Alliance wants to take this into the late game. They haven't successfully taken anything into the late game against United yet, but this team composition team fights beautifully in the later stages.
But what is the situation in the solo lane? That's something that everyone's been talking about. Venenu, though, joined the party as Athena for a second and changes his mind. Pandacat low on mana and Polar Bear at half. I think he was just looking to try and get these boys out.
Just trying to secure that purple, though. It did go Obey's way, and now PBM's in some trouble. Double ultimates out of the dual lane from Obey. Good taunt, but a great body block for Pandacat. Still not enough to save his life, and now Panda's in some trouble.
Oh, this dual lane is fireworks. Captain Twig, this could be the first time we see him really make an impact on this warrior. No, we don't, because it's a meatball Mariana for Pretty Prime in the mid lane.
This is what Obey needed, pressure in a lane. Now Ataraxia and Emilzy have at least some semblance of confidence in that dual lane, where Pandacat has really been putting it down on that left side of the map.
Wow.
Now, even though Pandacat's still a little bit ahead in net worth, it does catch Ataraxia up at least a little bit.
Well, that's the first mistake we've seen United make realistically. I mean, they went aggressive in a 2v3 scenario, using Venenu to ult in to try and join the fray. But Obey just managed to back away and then reinitiate.
And they didn't even get the purple buff that United wanted.
Yeah.
They weren't even able to secure that.
It's the first time in the whole set. I feel like they were so clean the first two games.
And Obey gets to play aggressive for the first time in a long time in this set. It's their initiation, and the fact that Obey, after getting, let's face it, crushed in the first two games, can still identify a very small window and pick up on it and play aggressive in that small opportunity is a good sign for Obey fans.
A lot of pings around the speed, but Scream gets a kill on the right-hand side underneath the tier 2 tower. Zaylia picks up 2 though, Meeple over the wall. Mike will get away from the tower in time, but Zaylia could still die. Benji wants to kill, ring around the tower, and the turtle gets away.
Polar Bear Mike survives, and this is perfect timing. They get the solo laner and the jungler right as the speed buff spawns. This time, it goes the United's way.
And now they'll be able to fall back once more, but the pings were all down on that right-hand side. That's where the pressure was really focused on from United.
And the desk so worried about Zaylia getting ahead or keeping Benji from getting ahead. Benji's level 10, Zalia's level 8. Net worth charts, Benji 4,600. Where's Zaylia? All the way at the bottom, already down nearly 1,000 gold.
But that seems to be what Obey's plan was. They left the right-hand side of the jungle at the beginning of this game completely alone, which just left him isolated on an island with Zaylia. He's played that style before, and he will fall behind, but Benji is such an aggressive player that this could cause some problems. They're gonna have to deal with him in these team fights because he will do the same thing he's done in the last 2 games.
Emilzy gets both buffs from United.
Much better situation for Obey. Emilzy, you saw it in the first blood situation where he died then. He was so upset with himself, and sometimes that can tilt a player, but Emilzy at a young age is showing that he can, you know, keep his mind together on the stage.
And that's honestly important because look at the net worth charts again. Pandacat is still near the top, so securing both buffs there would continue to propel this AMC over Ataraxia's Hachiman. So Emilzy stealing those buffs while kind of troll is also pretty important.
Oh, the hammer just off the mark of the horse. He was mounted by Nate. Ataraxia going in close, but a fantastic taunt and a polar bear Mike will make sure the B will survive. However, now it could be a turnaround because Scream's on the way round, but I don't think he'll be able to get here in time, even with the speed buff.
No, purple buff invade, definitely the right call here for E United as Emilzy tries to steal away his third buff in a row. Will not get it this time around.
HRX is going to be careful, torn it again, and now Scream is thinking about punching, but with Twig behind him and Pretty Prime, he thinks better of it. Scream doesn't have to use his ult defensively, just walks away, 3-2.
Now that hammer combo missing as it hit the first time, and that's what allowed Obey to pick up that double kill. I have no issue with Ataraxia immediately hopping on the horse. As soon as Emilzy says, oh, hold that thought, where did Ataraxia go?
I have an issue with him hopping on the horse because no longer does he exist anymore as a three-man gank is good enough on that left-hand side to pick him up. And now it's an opportunity for United to make a power play with the man advantage.
And Benji, he's the focus of getting ahead, but whenever he's already this far ahead, now Scream can just say, oh, Benji, you're good.
Left side, a lot of pressure to Emilzy too between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower. Mainly for the proxy farm, but meanwhile, Venenu zoning away Prime and Twig in mid. This is all United again, just trying to keep the aggression going.
And keep it on this left side of the map because Benji could do it all by himself on the right side of the map. Look at where he is, proxying right now underneath the tower because that speed buff is about to spawn. Captain Twig's on the left side of the map. He might not even get here before this buff falls.
I tell you who will. Scream's already at that speed buff right now. Left the mid lane to make sure he gets there. Joins Benji. Xaylia on the way to help defend, but Twig has been caught between Venenu. Gets stunned. The pin over the wall forces the ultimate out of Captain Twig. And now it's only Xaylia at the speed buff to defend with Pretty Prime nearby. Prime can't get involved just yet as Emilzy misses the hammer.
Even the ultimate not fired off by Prime to try and steal that away once more. Captain Twig is pressured beautifully. Venenu creates the zone, stops Captain Twig from getting in there and pokes him down to half HP, forces the ultimate right as the buff is spawning. E United just playing near perfection right now.
And we will get the blue buff on the right-hand side, stolen away from Xaylia there, who couldn't hold on to it on his own. Trouble for Obey. It was 1 kill for United. Obey got a kill, 2 kills back in the duo lane, but then United didn't really falter. They realized they made a small hiccup, corrected it, and it's back to business once more.
And again, what's the adjustment from United once they lose those 2 kills on the left side of the map? Hold that thought as Benji ends up trouble on the right-hand side, gets a good heal off and stunned, but he's still level 13. He's healing from that storm.
He's going back in! The madman! That's a tower in 2. God, he don't care! Benji's a beast on this right-hand side.
And lets them know as well.
I tell you, I'm not joking. There's a chance we get to see Deathwalker versus Benji tomorrow. And I want to see that bloodbath with no junglers involved, I'll tell you that.
Can we just put them on a dual map and see what happens for a little bit first? That'll be the warm-up.
I'm down. But it's still not Conquest, so no.
All right, fair enough.
That's the main thing. Emilzy looking to try and defend the left-hand side with Ataraxia here. Bory's going to get taunted into a bit of pressure. Doesn't have to panic too much. He may need to be careful, however, because Scream is hovering, but so is Venenu, sneakily enough, coming around from the red.
Gold Fury, a potential now for E United. Panda Cat has a couple stacks on that Devourer's Gauntlets. Is Ven going to find the stun on a Captain Twig? Still could be in some trouble.
No, so he'll turn right back around and go to work onto Captain Twig. Meanwhile, Emilzy trying to zone away. Venenu gets away from the danger, but the Dragon is in a bit of trouble there. And here comes Benji.
Level 13. Good luck dealing with him, but Obey still able to push E United off of that Gold Fury. The big difference there is the Panda Cat so low on mana. He wasn't going to be able to stay in that fight for much longer. And with only 30-some stacks on that Devourer's Gauntlets, not enough damage to really tank up that Gold Fury effectively, especially with the Talaria boots as his boot selection. So good idea from E United to test the waters, see what Obey had waiting for them, and then back it up once they realized that Obey was there to fight. Back it up once they realized that Obey was there to fight.
Just ran a 3,500 goal lead for United, not including any Gold Furies taken down so far. Experience creeping up and succeedingly past 5,000 right now. A lot of that experience though is in the solo lane difference between the two.
And if you expect the Guardian will be able to at least keep some sort of pace with Benji in these team fights, despite the experience difference. Being a level or 2 down, usually not a very bad thing for Guardian solos. 3 levels down is starting to get a little bit excessive, but that's the reason why you stick these Guardians to the solo lane, is that they can be effective from behind.
You know what time it is? Speed buff time.
What time is it?
It's Scream's second speed buff time, because that's where he is, and Obey's pit once more. Emilzy and Pretty Prime are here to try and contest and trying to secure it for themselves, and I believe that's exactly what they just did. Left-hand side though, round the back, Panda Cat and Ataraxia. They're having a bit of a party here, and the horse has been forced Pandacat going in, looking for the cleanup kill, can't find the swarm, however. So Pandacat and HRX will both survive. Back to the right-hand side, though, because he's still advanced to the blue.
Pandacat did get the purification beats out from Ataraxia.
Oh, street left, clear on the back, looking for Ataraxia. No ultimate this time to get you away, son. The up down is good. Scream gets himself a kill.
Venenu has to use the Aegis, no ultimate for him quite yet. Zaylia can't find him though, immediately off the mark. Venenu still able to survive, but Captain Twig finally gonna put him down.
Got a nice meditate out of Zaylia there, just to top his team up to get him away. Benji and Polar Bear Mike can only watch on, but he united, recognizing they had two on the left-hand side with Ataraxia dead. Secure Gold Fury. So even though they found Venenu, Obey still lose things across the map.
E-United just conditioning Obey Alliance to be where they want, when they want them. The 14.5-minute mark, now when you can do Gold Fury without as much risk as in the early game, what does E-United do? They spent the first 14, 13 minutes invading buffs on the right-hand side of the map. So they're training Obey, be there, be ready, because we are going to be on your speed buff, and they send 3 instead of 4 this time around. Scream heads over to left, they get the surprise kill on Ataraxia, and because Obey has been conditioned to be at the buff whenever they spawn, United gets a free Gold Fury.
Still a better situation right now, but look at Benji 2v1 looking for Captain Twig, knowing he's only at half health and 3 levels down as a jungler against a solo laner. You might both be Warriors and you might be an Osiris, but I don't think Benji really cares.
Certainly not. Stone of Gaia done, working on what's probably going to be a Mystical Mail after that. Getting Mystical Mail while ahead is a great feeling as a solo laner, because not only do you get unbearably tanky to all physical damage dealers, but now you're doing insane damage. Benji's already doing a lot of damage just because he's level 16, but adding in that extra Mystical Mail tick when you're in the middle of a team fight can be very devastating.
Well, even though Ataraxia's fallen down twice, he's trying to do his best to keep pace, but he's going to get aggressed on one more time. Blink, Taunt, forces the Aegis out of Ataraxia, and your horsey won't even help you when the Stinger and Polar Bear Max Reach comes into play. Prime on the rotation with a Milzy in tow, and Captain Twig, Aegis from Pandacat. He's in a lot of trouble, but he jukes to that. Here comes Scream.
He's turning it right on top. Now Captain Twig's in some trouble. Polar Bear Mike here, and there they go. Venenu even showed up, and Panacat's still gonna fall.
Twig gonna get chased out by Scream though, and on the rotation comes Zaylia too. Zaylia tries to swing on the back, but Scream doesn't care. Gonna slow down at Milzy some more. Rest of his team trying to get some distance, but Benji's on the way behind Zaylia, and Zaylia needs to watch out too, so he falls back. Another couple of kills, 2-1 in fact, in favor of the United.
Man, Venenu's decision to transform into the Athena and get where he needs to go and trying to help out Pandacat. Still not enough to save the Hunter's life, but it is enough to get United a return kill onto Captain Twig. Still worth it for Obey to lose Twig in response to pick up that kill onto Pandacat. He's worth a ton of gold right now. He was sitting at 0, 1, and 5 before that last engagement. So worth it overall, but that's still time on the map that Twig can't farm. He's 4 levels down.
The best speed up now as well goes the way of Venenu this time round, as it's stolen away from Obey. So they're starting to give it a little bit more to Morrigan, allow her a little bit more mobility during the stealth to get around the map sneakily.
Exactly, you just have more mobility, and Scream, look, he's gotten so many speed buffs already this game. Does he really need another? You're just being greedy.
But that's what Jungler's mentality. I got Benji, he was a little bit greedy, then he got away from Murder. Oh, did he? Rotation going from Venenu round the back, Zaylia low on his stunned down, and now he jumps away back. Benji's still tanky enough, not healing too much for the time being, but a nice meatball on a pretty prime will force him away for a second.
But remember, that meatball is ultimately just healing Benji because of the Stone of Gaia. That's a knockup that'll proc that extra regen from that health item, so Benji not really worried about getting knocked up pretty prime.
That stealth from Venenu there, just look at all the wild swings and ability uses out of Omega. Where is he? We've got to catch him quick. He'd already gone to the mid lane to safety to make sure he was with his team once more, because the oracles are available as all left RPs. This is the big thing. United really focused the objective control of the jungle. Now Mike goes in on
Milzy crippled out. He's gonna have to transform. Nice auto prime. It's Ben and Pandacat, but still not enough. Milzy finally able to jump away.
Milzy will jump away, and Polar Bear Mike will also dip out to the right-hand side to pressure to Zaylia more than anything else. Zaylia's still in trouble for the fight. Well, Pandacat still going on the left-hand side, and Milzy comes back in. There's Lord of the Afterlife from Captain Twig hits Venenu. Venenu turns into Robin and jumps away, but he did get hit by the slow. Now he's to be on his own. He needs those highs with the mobility. Tender attacks, and Pandacat realizes his doom is guaranteed. one. Obey gonna kill. The crowd cheers, wanting to make sure this goes on longer.
Really good fight there from Obey, baiting E-United deep into their jungle, back in and out every single time, and then all of a sudden Obey's able to turn it around. That's what you need to do, is have these extended engagements. You're not going to be able to burst someone down when you're this far behind, so you have to force E-United to make multiple bad re-engagement calls, and that's what happened there. Obey Alliance, now the problem is that they didn't get anything out of that kill. There was no Gold Fury up, nothing.
Well, they got a tier 1 tower on the right side of United, and a tier 1 tower in the mid lane of United after all those engagements. So it's E-United that ends up coming out on
That's the lesson. Again, that's what we were talking about in Game 1. Objective-minded. That's the lesson that NA needed to learn here in Season 4. E-United has learned it.
7-5 now, 20 minutes approaching. Gold Fury has respawned the second time. Portal Demon is also available for both teams to look at. A Scream more focused around contesting the speed buff once more. Venenu will be looking for another one if he can get hold of it. But there's still a couple of wards down for Obey, so they know the situation they're in. It's just very tricky about how tier 1 towers to fall back to.
Prime could fire off the ult and try and steal it, but Scream's going to grab that speed buff. Did use the overhead kick, so CC immunity gone, but still had the ultimate. But again, when does United pull a Gold Fury? Right as that speed buff in big tap.
And at the same time, the Lob is level 17, while the Osiris is level 30. There's not much you can do. And Mills is here to try and contest his Gold Fury, but a good side talk from Polar Bear Mike will deny any opportunity as Zaylia is zoned away with Scream and Benji on the front line, but Benji doesn't care. He's going to get a bit more play damage to himself.
Level 18, he's got a Heartward Amulet now. Benji and the rest of United seem to really like going for those sort of aura items whenever applicable, and certainly here is Portal Demon down, and that's going to fall in United's favor as well.
Look at the position of Benji and Polar Bear. One comes in middle lane, the other one comes inside, point over the wall from Polar Bear. Mike will get HRX's speed and his ultimate, but Scream doesn't care. The Aegis is down too. The meatball miss from Prime. HRX is trying to live. HRX is alive. The hesitation came in, and a big ultimate out. Vulcan could turn this.
Polar Bear Mike very low. He dashes away, but Quick going to be able to put him down with the Lord of the Afterlife. Venenu formed his Robin trying to get away now, but Benji left alone underneath that tier 2 tower. Nice route selection to get out, but Ben's in some trouble.
Ben is in a lot of trouble. He won't be able to get the stun because the beat comes into play from Captain Quick. And Millsy over the wall trying to collapse to give it a little bit more pressure. Forfeit to pick up this kill on Venenu. And a meatball from Prime will secure the kill. That's what we've been missing in this best of 5. It's pretty Prime getting involved, and right now that Vulcan is doing work.
Benji already used the transformations and the ult, but he's still at level 19. It would take Obey all day to chew through him.
Look at Prime, 2 levels over Venenu right now. Like, Obey has been behind the entire game, but still Prime is staying in this. This Vulcan pick,
even the mid
we may have thought he's needed for the late game, but it's so important.
But already Prime through the by far the worst part of Vulcan's game is that early, even the mid-game Vulcan can struggle, but now that he's got 3 items, the extra help from the Warlock Sash, plenty of damage from it as well, and that ever important of 3, 2, and 4
Quick's got no beat, Quick's got no life. He's gonna run as fast as he can for Polar Bear Mike. We'll always catch him.
3, 2, and 4 for E-United support. And E-United now back on top in kills. Obey Alliance still very far down in gold, but Pretty Prime certainly the light in the darkness for Obey fans right now. Working towards the Rod of Tahuti. It's getting close to that time where that Vulcan ult can change it all.
And that Vulcan's got to get to this fire giant relatively quickly right now. And Millsy's trying to keep vision of it, but it's getting low. And there's still no sign of Pretty Prime. He's still near the back half. He's good turn on the Millsy. Fire giants reunited. And now it's time for Obey to disperse and run for the hills. It looks like a Millsy coming to one in a lot of trouble. He doesn't get over the wall. Was good enough from Panic out. Venenu claims the kill.
No way to get over that wall. Panic Cat's timing too good. Ataraxia does claim a tier 1 tower on the left-hand side. I don't even know if he's going to be able to get this tier 2 though, Hindu.
Turn around,
Benji.
turn around. He's behind you. Ataraxia's going to run now because Benji will chase him to the end of the earth. The United meanwhile will pressure this Phoenix in mid.
Prime still has his beats and his ultimate available. Zaylia gonna get taunted in underneath that mid Phoenix, and Zaylia gonna get put down again. Panic Cat Stinger is just covered in blood so far this game.
Still Ataraxia's being chased in the back as Prime now under pressure. But the only onslaught for the Athena dunk damage is so much. And Polar Bear Mike gets the kill. Ataraxia meanwhile Hell is about to get soloed by Benji. And a wide open through the jungle. And Millsy against the whole of E-United. North America, you have a finalist. North America, E-United will go on. They will go on to face rival. We will get a new champion. And two teams that have never made it that far. And he'll break the curse.
Polar Bear Mike breaks his own curse.
He started the curse, and he'll break the curse. But my oh my, what a performance out of those boys. They were underrated compared to the Europeans. Obejir has been amazing, but it will come to a close.
It's been an incredible year for both of these teams.
In the semifinals.
Neither really starting in a spot that they
NA
really
versus
EU,
I mean,
Rival had a bad year
E-United
last year, so
versus Rival.
It's been an incredible year for both of these teams, neither really starting in a spot that they really wanted to. I mean, Rival had a bad year last year, so did this E-United roster, and what a journey it's been for all of them. Can't wait for the culmination tomorrow.
But I'll tell you what, there's been a #1 seed curse for a while, but both the #1 seeds out of North America and Europe make it to the finals now. With that, let's throw it over to Kelly and the analyst desk to break down exactly what happened in that game 3.
United, the #1 seed from North America.
Thank you so much, Hendu. And guys, 3-0 against Obey, second place last world champions. And here we are now with EU United, the #1 seed from North America, going up against the #1 seed from EU Rival. What did you imagine? I mean, Taku, you kept saying, I can't imagine Obey not winning a single game.
I really couldn't foresee Obey not being able to pick up at least one match, but I think the main distinguishing factor in all 3 of these games is just Benji was completely out of control every single time. It just didn't seem to matter. He constantly got incredibly far ahead, and because of that, it was just too much of a difference in the soul lanes.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the Benji versus Deathwalker matchup tomorrow. I feel like that's going to be a really strong matchup out of both teams. Both players have played so well all tournament, and Benji's just been playing out of his mind in every single set he's been in.
I mean, not just Benji, but Panda Cat, Vanini, all of them have been doing so well. Polar Bear Mike was getting so many kills on that Athena, and she was just rushing down everyone. Was there ever a point in that match where E-United could have potentially lost their footing?
Definitely, when they decided to dive underneath the T2 tower, and it was Scream, I believe, who was the first one to actually go into it. Ataraxia invested his ultimate and his Aegis, so Scream used the Robin ult to close the distance, but then he started going a little bit closer to where he was pretty much in between Phoenix T2, ends up dying, but the rest of E-United had been following up behind him. They did end up finding the kill on Ataraxia, but it was a little bit hectic there for E-United because there were actually it was a 3-for-1 trade, I believe, for Obey, and at that moment it did seem as though Obey might be able to get more of a foothold into the match, but just never really came to fruition.
Yeah, Ataraxia's build, he had the double lifesteal build. I believe he actually had 3 lifesteal items that game. I think he only had 2 at that point, but he had the Odyssey and the Devil Gloves, and he just lifestealed up, and it was almost impossible to kill there. They finally got him. They got the kill. They lost some on some of their own on the United side, but I feel like they just got a little overexcited there, and then after that dive, they went back, did Fire a Giant after they respawned and closed out the game.
How could you not be so excited though? I mean, Benji was ahead by 3 levels at the 8-minute mark. How is that even possible? Just stealing buffs and constantly getting farmed?
It's just his farm. I mean, Aurora called it perfectly. If Erlang gets ahead, then there's going to be no way for E-United to drop the match, and that's basically the gist of the story.
Yeah,
Benji was unstoppable.
I couldn't get excited for Obey that entire game. I just saw Benji sitting over there like 3 levels ahead the entire game. Obey had some really good plays that game, but there was just an Erlang Shen lurking in the shadows, ready to come clean up the entire team when he was called.
So I'm very interested to see just how far it goes.
Guys,
I think it's going to be 5
not by up next, I mean tomorrow, United versus Rival, the #1 seeded teams from their respective region. What do you guys think?
Mike already broke his own curse, so I'm very interested to see just how far it goes.
I think it's going to be 5 games tomorrow. Rival and United both look really strong. I won't be sad whoever takes it. Like, they're both really good teams.
Definitely, they both deserve to be here, and it's going to be really fun and exciting to see a new world champion come out of it. And I believe we actually have someone down on the stage right now from E-United with an interview with Gabriella.
Against Obey. Everybody, welcome back to the main stage. We are here with Vanadu from E-United, showing out. Now,
the meta more
A lot
than
of people had high expectations for this set. Y'all against
Obey.
Did you really think it was going to go that fast?
Really showing out.
No, I do not actually. But we prepped really well, and I think like we just outplayed them and knew the meta more than them. I think Obey played. They like to
looking
like
just
bait,
at the
like,
series
Sultan
in its
or
totality,
Benji, and then
your teammate
they all, like,
Benji,
go on
he was
him, but
really
while,
showing
they were
out.
going
So
on
just
him,
what are your thoughts on
Panda
how he was
and I
able
just
to
got
be so
and,
aggressive yet
we pretty much
controlled?
just won off that. I think Obey played, they like to like bait like Sultan or Benji, and then they all like go on him, but while like they're all going on him, Panda and I just got to free cast, and like, I mean, we pretty much just won off that. It feels amazing.
We've watched a lot of EU teams. You hear people talking about NA, the only one in it. Now you are in the finals. What are your thoughts on being the representative of your entire region? Watching from home.
It feels amazing. Thank you for all the fans that keep cheering us on. Probably most of you are Luminosity fans, but that's okay.
Chills over here. The last question, with all the cheering that's going on, I want to know what you have to say to everybody in the audience and watching from home.
Thank you for all the fans that keep cheering us on. Probably most of you are Luminosity fans, but that's okay.
Later on, we actually have the console finals, so you can stay tuned
we got
for
you
that.
now, the North American, but we'll make you guys
then.
proud, and thank you for cheering us on.
All right. Well, that's the end of our semifinals. Later on, we actually have the console finals, so you can stay tuned for that. But for now, we're kicking to a break. See you then.
Huge epic horn lines backed by choirs. My name is Chris Rickwood, and I'm the composer for Smite, and I also run a band of misfits that create all the audio for Smite. What's cool about my job is I get to use a bunch of different tools to create what I create. Obviously, nowadays, computers handle most of the work in composition and music and sound design. A lot of the creativity is actually coming from all the little toys I get to play with. The quality of our audio recording equipment is incredibly important to immersing the player in the soundscapes we create. Sennheiser helps us achieve the quality that our players expect.
Paldins sound is gameplay-focused, powerful, and fun. My name is Gregory Allen. I'm a composer, sound designer, and audio lead for Paldins. We produce a lot of content, and it is a challenge to always come up with new concepts and new sounds and new music for every character every 2 weeks. It's a lot. Every single new champion, I'm always looking for new textures and new kind of interesting elements that I can add for every little character.
You're late.
We usually come down to one sound that defines that one character, because I think it's important to be able to hear that one character and know amongst the other players that, oh, this guy's the god that's attacking me now.
Sound is extremely important in Smite because of the way our camera and characters are designed. You need to really listen for audio cues. You can get information of things you can't see. You can react to things faster. You can make better plays if you use the audio well. When lots of things are going on around you, it really helps to have a good headset so you can hear all of those audio cues clearly.
Sound isn't just the sound of a reload. It's that satisfying click you get after you take down a mob of enemies, or smashing down with this giant axe and creating like this tumultuous impact area. It's that resounding clang that really signifies and digs into your players' heads that, wow, this moment was awesome, this title is awesome, this is a great experience. Audio plays a huge part in our games. It's insanely important, just as much as visuals or gameplay. It really makes a world of difference. So that's why we use the best equipment to bring our games to life.
He's gonna execute his shot. It's a rapper. There's two. He's looking for a third. It's gonna be on Yamit. He picks up three. Obey. They hold their base. He's the guy. He is a god this set. 4 members left, and into the sky goes Adapting. The ultimate's way down. The Titan is under siege. Energy are looking to be world champions again. Long live the king!
On.
Side, feel everyone was pretty decently healthy.
I couldn't tell you.
And I think this gave China a chance to stabilize, to get a big kill. I mean, there was no moment. I think Fnatic let their foot off the gas, and that could come back to haunt them.
One ultimate used there, the flashbang from Strix. He's back to 20% already. That's a quick charger. Hexifier, and just trying to break this choke again. That's a good start. Bugsy finds another pick.
And Cybate needs to be done with here, but you know, a big shot from Strix may do it. Mumo actually finds Cybate. Bugsy gets spited, and you can tell he does have a lot of bad vibes going on, but a wonderful, wonderful ultimate from Mumo, and now it's healer v Zen, and Zen's gonna win this battle for sure. And 8 seconds left. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but China Dream look like they're gonna hold.
And that is just great team play from both sides. You saw Cybate go to the back, put pressure on Poppy to make room for Bugsy, but then Zen was there to respond. Ufo very rarely has gotten to the back line this game, but he does when it matters most to
Where does he need to go? He's got the ultimate charged.
It's difficult because what he has, or what he doesn't have, excuse me, that Fnatic and Bugsy specifically do, is that back line pressure. China Dream do not have that frontliner to give. 2 frontliners means Fnatic are just going to have more pressure and control of this team fight, and Hexafire comes out, CC immunity, so that Xin bounced right off.
There was no way he could have thought about that mid-reaction. It was just too fast. He was thinking, oh God, here's a perfect target, but it was a day late and a dollar short, and now Kami goes down to Saibate. Guagua's at 79 health. That looks like it'll do. China Dream gonna back off, but they're not quite out of it. Feels very aggressive. He doesn't have assert dominance, and if he can go down here, there's still time for China to touch and start in overtime.
Very little dueling between Poppy and Bugsy this game because Poppy just hasn't been allowed on the battlefield, zoned out by Theo.
He got
Saibate just barely over the top, but with not enough time, we see just a foot on the objective. Kami, too little, too late.
I mean, if you're looking at that, that foot's on the point. But of course,
I've been there so many times.
It is not in terms of this game counting it. And that is going to be a Fnatic victory, and I'm sure very, very close. Because who knows? He got over that ledge. King Bomb coming through. Theo doesn't have the assert dominance anymore. Poppy starts to get some rooms and can go to the back line. That could have been totally different, but China put themselves in this position going down so quickly, so early, that Fnatic in the semifinals.
Deep into the map pool now as we've gone the distance. China Dream, of course, they scored the early advantage, so going into game 5, they will have map choice. Bugsy on Kinessa that game. He squared up to Strix. I don't remember the last time we got to see a Strix versus Kinessa matchup, but Bugsy did find, I know, at least 1 kill on the Poppy, just to let him know, new meeting old here. In the story of both Bugsy and Poppy and Strix and Kinessa. Strix, her tutor, double kill there. Massive knockback from Theo. That is percussion right there, and his loadout is going to allow Fnatic to slide on through. And it didn't stop there. Bugsy, not with a lot of massive headhunters this game. This is his 2nd time playing Kinessa on Frog. Oh, Kami's going to go down. And this, just look where Bugsy was. He was way out in the open.
Right.
That is a thank you to Saibate. That is a thank you